still want to talk to Vincent Gibson. He's arrogant, smart aleck, pompous, and a phony.
Well, other than that, what have you got against him?
He committed a murder.
Well, that's why I'm interested.
Sit down, Gibson.
Oh, thank you, dear Constable. Your patrician countenance is matched by your elegance in manners.
This Herb Maris, he's a lawyer.
A lawyer, eh? What exquisite nose you have, barrister. To smell out a fat fee in the stench of this bun rap requires the discrimination of a vulture.
Well, Herb, he's all yours. I'll be on the pistol range.
Which end?
He's all yours.
That's about all.
You know, Herb, there's also a 40-minute gap in his alibi that fits in with the time of the murder. Now, what more do you want?
Well, if that question isn't purely rhetorical, I'd like to see the apartment, and I'd also like to talk to Joan Hammond.
I already have. She was at a delicatessen at the time. She got back to the apartment, found the body, called the police. Now, unless she is the world's most cold-blooded actress, and fastest sprinter besides, it's not going to do you any good. You still want to see her?
If you don't mind.
Looking. Max had that fight with Vincent, and, well, I'd been a little upset over an argument with my boyfriend, Steve. I didn't mention that, did I?
No, you didn't. Miss Hammond, tell me, what is Steve's last name?
Riker. Steve Riker.
What was the argument about, Miss Hammond?
Well, that can't possibly have anything to do with this, can it?
Forgive me. Prying gets to be a habit after a while.
How well did Riker know Maxine?
Well, they didn't know each other at all. They'd met at a cocktail party for the cast.
Did he like the theater? I mean, did he go to watch rehearsal some of the time?
I should say not. He was much too busy for that. In fact, that's what our argument was about. He'd gotten himself so tied up in that housing project of his at Birchwood that he didn't have any time for me.
No man should ever get that busy.
Well, Counselor.
I guess that's enough. Thanks, Joan. Both you and Lieutenant Weston have been very patient with me.
Good day, Miss Hammond.
Good day.
Nice kid.
Yeah, but she lied to us, or somebody lied to her.
Herb, has it ever occurred to you I might just possibly have the #1 liar in jail already?
I'd still like to find out what Steve Riker has to say about it.
Yeah, well, let me know what you find out. I've been chasing wild geese all night. I'm going to sit this one out. Herb, I'm no expert on real estate. For all I know...
You don't have to be to see there's something wrong with this setup. He's asking $3,000 to $5,000 down on these deals and getting it. He's collected $100,000 on promises too fancy to be real.
Herb, I'll look into it. But how, by the wildest stretch of the imagination, do you connect the price of real estate in Birchwood with the murder of an actress here in town?
I can't, not yet. But I'm convinced it's worth another trip out there to talk to that construction crew.
Strictly routine. This is Mr. Maris, a lawyer.
How do you do?
How do you stand with the office, money-wise?
Okay, I took a minimum cash advance, which covered just about what I've done so far.
How long have you been on this job?
Since the middle of last month.
Going pretty slow, isn't it? What's holding you up?
I don't know. It could be lots of things. Every day I keep expecting to go ahead, but that's up to Mr. Riker.
The last few days, did Mr. Riker bring a woman out here?
You don't mean a customer. You mean his girlfriend?
No, not Miss Hammond. A woman about 5 foot 4, 120 pounds, blonde hair, an actress.
Yeah, I remember. A couple of days ago, there was one like that here. The boss spent about an hour just showing her around.
You were here all day yesterday?
That I was. I put in a full day's work and then spent half the night my own time fixing up this machine.
Well, what about Riker? What time did he leave?
He didn't. He was here when I showed up in the morning, and he was still here when I left about midnight. He never did leave the place.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Second visit to Riker's project revealed nothing illegal. It left plenty of room for doubt. But in the face of Riker's alibi, Weston seemed ready to overlook everything else.
We went over all of that this morning.
I know, Miss Hammond, but things have come up that need to be clarified.
Well, we We argued because I was silly enough to feel I was being neglected.
What happened? Something must have sparked it.
We'd made big plans to go to the mountains tomorrow. Then I found out that Steve had planned to fly to Miami tonight.
How did you find that out?
I just happened to answer the phone when they called to verify his reservation.
Did he explain?
I didn't give him the chance. Instead, we both blew up. I even accused him of running out.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I had encouraged some friends to buy homes from Steve. They were impatient at how slowly it was going. I was vindictive about it.
Did Maxine invest with him, too?
Maxine?
She was out there.
That's not true.
Oh, but it is true, Miss Hammond. He also went to the theater to see her.
Well, why shouldn't he if he wanted to? I had no strings on him. The argument was my fault. I was stupid and disloyal. But I'm going to be different in the future.
You've seen him?
I had a long talk with him at noon. We have a date tonight.
He explained to you about the flight.
He did?
About Maxine, too.
He would have if there'd been anything to explain.
Miss Hammond, would you tell me exactly what he said?
Look, I've done my best to answer your questions, but now you're trying to force something on Steve and me that doesn't exist. Maxine had enemies all over the place. She made them like normal people make friends. Ask Louis Lamarck about her. He knows. Ask him about his play.
This is Lieutenant Weston, Louis Lamarck.
Pleasure, Lieutenant.
How do you do?
Oh, let's go up to my office.
Oh, this will be okay, Louis. We won't be long.
No, sit down. Oh, so you got to see Vincent after all, huh?
Well, we've seen a lot of people. Joan Hammond suggested we come and see you.
Poor little Joni. She's a good kid, that one. Why did she send you to see me?
She said you had a play idea once. She said it was good.
Oh, that. Yes, it was good. Made a big show and a big, bright new star.
Did you get anything out of it?
Not even a free ticket. Well, you know, you got to be a fighter in this business to get anywhere, and I'm not a fighter. But I still don't understand why you...
Herb, I know how rough this is on you, Mr. Lamarck, being a friend of yours and all. Look, I can afford to be blunt. It's my job. You know, Joan thinks that you hated Maxine enough to have killed her.
That dame is a monster.
You mean Joan?
No, Maxine Royce. It was bad enough when she was alive, but look, she's been dead for 24 hours. She has everyone she ever knew clawing at each other.
Where were you that night?
I was at a board meeting, the Civic Theater League.
Who can I check it out with?
Oh, we finished early. Let's see. Oh, you might try Dr. Barry.
Thanks, I will. I'll do that.
Herb, there was just one direction for Maxine. That was up.
Unit 58 to headquarters. Herb, did you get a look at Riker's car?
I saw a light blue convertible in front of his office.
Headquarters, bye.
Get out an APB on a convertible registered to Steve Riker, probably occupied by Riker and a woman. Consider him dangerous. Apprehend them. Over and out.
It makes sense for him to take her to dinner at that club on the road to the airport.
Yes, I'll have all departures covered. Let's go.
All right?
Steve!
Drop the gun.
He's dead. It's all right now. It's all over.
He said he made a mistake. He shot the wrong girl.
Must feel great to be home again, huh?
I don't know, Lieutenant. As a matter of fact, I rather enjoyed my stay in jail. You see, your boys had me spouting Shakespeare. I must say I gave a rather good performance. It's one audience that couldn't walk out on me.
You know, Romeo and Juliet is the lieutenant's favorite?
Ah. He jests at scars that never felt a wound, but soft. What light through yonder window breaks.